G'day. Sorry, g'day. Looked at your Khan Academy work. Just terrific. Great stuff on there. What I thought I might do is point you in the direction of a couple more comparing fractions and equivalent fractions works. You've got a Mathsonline account. My Mathsonline is found at mymathsonline.com.au. You've got to make sure you get the .com.au. Mr. Wiblin's set up your account. Our login is Rivers and then Hexagon, Hexagon. You've probably already used it before. And then your login is 242 and then JAB. So you type that in and you end up at your My Mathsonline account. Oh no, you haven't actually done anything. Anyway, I've set you a task. Just you, nobody else there, so you won't be able to get any help from anyone else. That's on equivalent fractions, and I've forgotten how to see the task. Oh, here it is here. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to log in. I'll log in as you, so we can get started. But you don't have to log in. Actually, I won't log in as you. I'll just do it for fun. Because if I log in as you, it'll start recording your results. The way My Mathsonline works, you've got two questions. There are several parts to each question. Question 1 and question 2. Anywhere through the process, you can click on this link up here to see the lesson on the particular task. Now, there's no American guy talking here. There is just 7 pages of gear and a little interactive thing that we can use. The first page is broken up into sections. To move to the next section, you have to press next. Okay, so the idea is we read the text, we look at the graphic, and we move through to understand the concept. Change bar to thirds. This is really good. So this one here asks us to change the bar to thirds, change the bar to sixths. You'll notice that the whole amount never changes, but the number of parts does. So when you change a bar to ninths, how many bits would there be in there? If we were comparing fractions and I asked you what 1/3 was the same as in ninths, you'd have to look at a third and think, what do I break up a third into to make ninths? Similarly, twelfths. If I was to ask you how many twelfths in a third, you think a third goes into one 3 times, a twelfth goes into one 12 times, a third of one is a third of twelfths, 12 twelfths would be 4, so 4 twelfths go in. That may not be so clear. There's more explanations. So it asks us to do a few exercises, and then it asks you to fill in the gaps using the table that you see below. How many sixths are there in 2/3? So we see 2/3 here, we can just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you plug in your answer. When you mark it, it gives you some feedback. These guys I didn't mark right. Then we go on to the next page, and we go and follow through every single page. Next. Tells us what we have to do to turn one fraction into another fraction. When we've got equivalent fractions, as I mentioned before, we have to make the denominator the same, the bottom number the same. So what do you do to 5 to turn it into 20? Well, 20 is bigger than 5, so we're going to times it, because you know times makes numbers bigger. So we're going to times 5 by a number to make 20. What would you multiply 5 by to turn it into 20? 4, of course. Then we've got to do the same thing to the top as we do to the bottom. So we're going to times 3 by 4 to make 12. So 3/5 is the same as 12/20. Anyway, you crank through these pages. There's a little bit of a game at the end where you beat the clock. You've got to do as many as you can in 2 minutes. Once you've done that, we go back to the exercise and it's going to be super clear. Oh yeah, I know what I do to 3 to turn it into 6, so I do the same to 1. I know what I do to 3 to turn it into 15, so I do the same to 2. I know what I do to 2 to 10 to turn it into 10, so I do the same down the bottom. I know what I do to 9 to turn it into 81, so I do the same down the bottom. I think you get the picture. And then you mark it. You've got to mark it before you go on to the next question, otherwise it doesn't record your result. So, when we're trying to recognise fractions, we're trying to find the odd one out. 40, 30, 36, 10, 5 are the denominators. That's no good to me. I've got to make sure all the denominators are the same before I can compare them. So what I have to do is choose a denominator that I'm going to turn them all into. And I don't know about you, but the easiest one for me there would be the largest one, because I can turn 5 into 40, I could turn 30 into 40, I could turn 36 into 40, I could turn 10 into 40. Or you could simplify them and try and make them all a smaller one. Anyway, you've got a calculator here, and once you're done, hit mark it. And that's how you use My Maths Online. Great to see your progress on Khan Academy, and look forward to catching up with you in class. Okay, bye.